We move on because the Joker's absence led to some smooth sailing for the Suns, who swept the Nuggets out of the playoffs 123-98. Chris Paul, he did the damn thing. The 36-year-old went off with 37 points. He's now just 4 wins away from his first ever NBA Finals appearance.
Chris was saying before the game, he ain't never swept somebody. He ain't never beat anybody 4-0. And I don't know when the last time the Suns have been to the Western Conference Finals, but you know, tonight is one of them nights that, you know, we celebrate in-house, and then, you know, we wake up tomorrow and, you know, we're on to either the Clippers or Utah.
A couple years ago, they was writing me off. You can't do this, and this ain't about me, it's about us. Show you what you can do when you come together as a team. You got a great team over there, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of it.
Chris Paul, you gotta love him. You saw the hug he gave to Monty Williams after the game. That was something. Freddie, I have to ask you though, would Chris Paul be a top 5 point guard of all time should he win a chip?
No, because he's a top 5 point guard already now, whether he wins a championship or not.
Okay.
I don't think a ring is going to make him less of a top 5 point guard or more of a top 5 point guard. And I get it. People always attach championship rings to people's legacy. How many did you win? How many did you not win? Well, John Stockton is in my top 5 point guards of all time. He didn't win a championship ring. Isaiah Thomas is one of the greatest point guards ever. I split hairs between him and Chris Paul. I got between 4 and 5. I got Magic 1, Oscar 2, Stockton 3. Then I got a tie between Chris Paul and also Isaiah Thomas. I'll split the difference. I think Isaiah Thomas is number 4 and Chris Paul is number 5. But whether they win a championship or not, you can't discount what he's been able to do no matter where he's been, whether he was drafted by New Orleans or with the Clippers, and they blamed him for their fall. The Houston Rockets, they tried to blame him for that fall when it wasn't his fault. At the same time, the fact that he's been able to do this when people were trying and determined to write him off 3, 4, 5 years ago, he was a top 5 point guard, period, to me. So no matter what he does, no matter if they get to the Western Conference Finals, get to the NBA Finals, no matter what happens, he's still going to be a top 5 point guard to me. A championship ring or not a championship ring is not going to take that away in my mind when it comes to Chris Paul being a top 5 guy and a top 5 point guard all time.
Freddie, we agree because we basketball people. But you know it's naive to act like this ring wouldn't make a difference, Freddie. You know it's naive.
I don't believe in naivete. I just don't do that because I know that people will say stuff, Monica, just to have clickbait and all that stuff. You can't attach that to a Chris Paul if you're not looking at his numbers, if you're not looking at his impact. 11-time All-Star, 6 times All-Defensive Team. Do you really need a championship ring to say, well, if he doesn't win a championship ring, boy, what a scrub he was all this time. All those plaudits don't mean anything. That's why I don't fall victim to that naivete from people because I go by what I've seen. My eyes are pretty good at my age, and I've seen a guy that has been dominant as a point guard the minute he got out of Wake Forest when he was 20 years of age. Whether he wins a championship or not does not mean he's less of a point guard. We don't attach that to John Stockton. We don't attach that to Oscar Robertson only having one championship. So why are we doing that to Chris Paul just because he has not won a championship ring or gotten to the NBA Finals?
Freddie, you're making too much sense now. You're making sense for us basketball people who appreciate the position and appreciate the guy that sets the table just so. All I'm saying is, you know, it's a crowd out there. The rings mean the world, right? But I will say this. For Chris Paul, it was interesting to me to hear him say that he felt like he had been written off. I mean, I obviously am not necessarily in NBA circles in terms of front offices that may have written him off. But more than anything, myself and folks that I've been talking to as of late, you want to see him healthy, right? Like, so often we've gotten into the playoffs and he has an untimely injury. And I'm one of the folks that still wonders what if in terms of that Houston Golden State Warriors series. And so I agree with you. For me, he is definitely a top 5 point guard. I mean, you look, he's actually 5th on all-time assist lead on the all-time assist list, and that is quintessentially, right, what we expect from our point guards to set everybody else up to run the team. And you look at what he's been able to do over the course of this series. While Devin Booker has been fantastic, while I think DeAndre Ayton has taken the next step in his ball game, and we've seen tremendous play from the supporting cast of the Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, and so on and so forth. You take Chris Paul off of this squad, none of this is going like this. I mean, you could really make an argument that the Lakers are poised to make a comeback in the 4th quarter of the waning games of that particular series. And so he gives this team such a tremendous gravitas in terms of anchoring them to the moment. And I love the relationship that he and Monty Williams said. Monty said last night, you know, Chris Paul was by his side in the worst moments of his life, his personal life. We all know about the tragedy with his wife. And then, of course, in the highest moments of his career. So we agree on Front Street that Chris Paul is definitely a top 5 point guard. But I do have an ear that will entertain those who say The measuring stick is a ring. Now, cross your fingers, knock on wood, say prayers, whatever you got to do. Let Chris Paul stay healthy and get all the way to the finals.
Absolutely.
Well, here, Monica and Charlie, to your point, here's the deal. If we're going to attach rings as the ultimate legacy, then why would we talk about Robert Horry being one of the 5 greatest basketball players of all time? That conversation should never, ever come up. He was a key contributor, and people say he's a Hall of Famer. And I'm not buying the Hall of Fame thing. He was a part of 7 championship teams. But we're not having that conversation when it comes to him saying, well, 7 rings, that means he's the 2nd greatest basketball player of all time to Bill Russell. How many conversations start who's the greatest basketball player of all time? It usually starts and ends and begins with Michael Jordan. And he has 6 rings, 5 behind Bill Russell, 1 behind Robert Horry. So when people try to use that ring argument in terms of greatness and legacy with a player, at a certain point, you got to run out and run into a brick wall, because there's certain guys in part of championship teams that have rings because they were satellite players, not because they were the best thing going for those basketball teams.
We need a best role player.
We're seeing that more than ever right now. What's that?
We need a best role player category. Best satellite player. Robert Horry is top 5 easily.
Well, Chris Paul is already making history. Last night, he became the 3rd player in NBA history to score 35 points in a postseason game at the age of 35 or older. The other 2 players to do so, Kareem and Karl Malone.
Good company.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.